Podcast Network Asia.
You are listening to First Metro Securities Philippine Stock Market Weekly podcast, where we feature timely and relevant discussions on the Philippine stock market and the economy in the hope of providing you investing and trading guidance. Here's your host.
Hi investors! This is Anjz from First Metro Securities. Today on Market Bites, I'll walk you through some key points from our latest company update on Wilcon Depot Inc. We are downgrading Wilcon to a hold, with target price maintained at 9 pesos. Wilcon's 1H25 earnings, which was down 23% year-on-year, fell in line with expectations. 2Q was another soft quarter for the counter, primarily due to fewer operating days. There's the Holy Week and election season. We note that June and July exhibited notable improvements, with rising transaction counts and positive same-store sales growth. We maintain our forecast for now, pending more pronounced signs of recovery for the stock and for the overall home improvement industry. Here's a quick rundown of the highlights from the 1H25 earnings. First, same-store sales growth was positive. Management said sales grew in the low single digits in June and mid-single digits in July, even with the monsoon rains. Year-to-date, numbers are already better than 1Q25. Second, there's been an increase in residential projects in Antipolo, South Luzon, and Vismin, a good sign for home improvement demand. Third, no direct impact from tariffs since the company does not export. But management did point out an influx of Chinese product imports into the Philippines. And fourth, for 2025 guidance, management is projecting mid-single-digit growth. Now, on to some critical data points we're watching. Earnings likely bottomed out in the first half, so we'll be watching for positive year-on-year results in the second half. For third quarter, SSSG could benefit from a low base in 2024, with July already showing positive growth. And lastly, higher operating expenses are expected as expansion continues. So, what would make us more bullish? We'd like to see faster top-line growth as the home improvement market recovers, a rebound in margins supported by positive operating leverage, and a higher dividend payout. Of course, there are risks to keep in mind. These include tougher than expected competition, fewer or smaller new store rollouts, more closures of underperforming stores, potential margin contraction, and a longer than expected slump in industry demand. Again, that's a hold call for Wilcon at 9 pesos target price. And that's it for today's podcast. Make sure to follow us on our socials for more updates. That's First Metro Securities for our Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and FirstMetroSec on TikTok. Thanks for tuning in. Hope this has been helpful.
Thanks for listening to First Metro Securities Philippine Stock Market Weekly podcast. Don't forget to follow us to get first dibs on our new episodes. For more up-to-date market news and info, exclusive content, and the opportunity to connect with your fellow Filipino investors and traders, join facebook.com/groups/FirstMetroSec and be part of the First MetroSec family.
First MetroSec is providing this podcast as a general market commentary. Reference to any specific security, product, or entity do not constitute as an offer or a solicitation of an offer to buy or sell any financial instruments or to participate in any particular trading strategy. The statements, comments, views, or opinions expressed by the hosts are subject to change without notice, and First MetroSec is under no obligation to update, amend, change, or correct any of the statements, comments, views, or opinions expressed. The statements, comments, views, and opinions expressed by the guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the view of First MetroSec. First MetroSec disclaims any liability arising from reliance on or reference to any information obtained in this podcast.
The views and opinions expressed by the podcast creators, hosts, and guests do not necessarily reflect the official policy and position of Podcast Network Asia, the hosts of the program, or other programs of the network. Any content provided by the people on the podcast are of their own opinion and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, or anyone or anything.